Hey y'all, how we doing today? It's January 25th, 2021. This watch list today is going to be good for tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll have more plays on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well, but again, these will be viable for the rest of the week. What a day. If you were in CCIV, I try to help some people not get into it and others to hold. Really vital stock. Again, I insist if you're a advanced trader, please go crazy. But if you're a beginner and an intermediate trader, for the love of God, could you just pump the brakes before you get in these kind of stocks? Again, they're really good. You'll make some money, but again, this will not be a sustainable thing. You're going to get in at the top on one of these, and you're going to peak out, and then you're going to drop down 30%, and then not trade ever again. So please be careful. This channel is for our beginners and our intermediate traders. If you're a beginner, this is the best place to start to get some really basic good stuff. If you're an intermediate trader and you are trading CCIV, NIO, FSEL, whatever it is, this is a great way to diversify. Diversification is so key to success. If you do not diversify, you're going to be having a very bad time. Eventually, may not be today or tomorrow, but eventually it'll be a bad day for you. With that being said, premium stuff is on the way. Again, COVID's still happening and I have principles. So until COVID really lightens up a little bit more, I'm not going to withhold any kind of information. Everything's going to be free. The journal will be updated tomorrow, so I'll post that in the description box tomorrow. As for today, 6 or 7 really good ones and about 10 or 15 other great ones. All the stocks from yesterday, most of them are still in great value. I'm not going to talk about them again today, but they're really there for you. If you're a beginner, stay for the first 7 and then cut your losses on the next 15 I talk about. You don't want more than 5 or 6, 7 stocks. Anything beyond that's really confusing. So cut yourself off there. 20 minutes in the video. If you're intermediate or you know what you're doing, stick around for some extra ones. With that being said, let's get into it. So again, for y'all who are new, above me are watch lists. Old-fashioned poop is our fantastic picks. 2, 4, 6, 7. I'm good at math. 7 really good ones and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 all right ones. And again, these are ones I've called recently, or they're still in value / they're newer ones that need a day or two, but they look really good. So we're going to get started with our first stock, which is CGEN. Now, as I've called CGEN multiple times, I just stopped calling it because eventually when you call a stock 10 times, it's like, damn it, we get it. Stop calling it, right? But it's still in value. And again, you'd think over here it was really good. Well, now it's just doing this back and forth, back and forth. And again, it tapped down today. If you would have bought in at our line, again, you would have made an easy 6%. And again, you put a stop loss of like 2%, these kind of plays, 4% in a day off doing nothing is not that bad. And with this kind of price action and the cost of it, the volatility is pretty high. So you can get quite a lot of shares of it. The lower highs are definitely still going, so just be careful of that. You're not going to get much more than where the orange line is above it when it does pop off. So if it pops off tomorrow, you're getting 8%. And again, you may be like, well, it's not a lot of money. I don't want to. Okay, well, look at CRK real quick. Same exact setup, right? Look at that. Look at these graphics. I have such good, for this class coming out, good Lord. When it does break above it, right, it broke above it down here. This was the downtrend. It broke above it. Easily made 20%. It's coming back down. So again, we could get a play like that with CGEN. So I would just wait for it to do that. If you really want to be risk averse, wait for a few more weeks. But again, in the meantime, this channel needs to be abused. You need to get in on this. It's really good. It tapped down, and now it's already up 3% from where it was earlier. So again, it's going to probably keep going just a little bit. And again, it looks really, really good. Let's check the indicators. Also, what's dope about my channel is I do not check indicators until I do this with you. I only check price action, and that way you can get the real live results of what I'm looking at. Not trying to flex on nobody, but it's a pretty original idea. So EMA lines that needs to break the 200. I've been saying that for weeks and months. Once it breaks the 200 and holds it, you see how it never holds it. Once it holds it with 2 or 3 candles, it's going to be really nice. Same with the 50, it needs to break that. As of right now, it's at the RSI point where it reverses anywhere in here from about 40 to 35. It was just at 36. So again, it's reversing in this area. Stochastic's a little overdone, but again, it does reverse around here. Look back historically. It does have some moves that do stop here. So again, that's a little bit concerning. That's curling. but again, it has a good chance of maybe showing one more red candle then taking off. Vortex does reverse in this area. As you can see, it could be a little bit lower. But again, I think over here, you would have said that. So maybe tomorrow, if it's a red morning, I'd wait. But again, this is a really good setup. You need to start using CGEN if you're not already. We called CP a few days ago, and I was like, hey, it may live right here, I believe. And then it dropped down into the channel perfectly. And again, I didn't modify this channel. You can go back and check. This channel's been here for a week or two, and it bounced right into it. Now again, it does have a history of breaking it or being above it. It's only recently, in the last 6 months, actually ridden it. And again, it rode it up, 5%, but it took a while. So again, it may start consolidating on this line. But again, I think eventually, given the price action, we have a channel. We have a very strong support area. As you can see, was resistance, 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 was tested, retested. So I don't think it's going to get much lower than this. Really easy read on your stop losses. Then again, it's $340. You can get 2 shares of this if you don't have a big account, and you can ride it up maybe easily 7, 8, 10%. And again, that's almost $50, $60 with a small account, which is really good for you. Really good price action, beautiful setup. Let's see if email lines have anything to do with this. I think email lines do. Let's check it out. Oh boy. So it's right above the 200, and again, it may come down to it, but again, it only has done that twice in 7 months, so that makes sense why it's not doing it. RSI is brutally oversold, stocks brutally oversold, everything's oversold. So again, if you like to trade off the RSI, this is the stonk for you. If you like to trade off with the stochastic or the vortex or just price action, this is the stock for you. CP looks really, really good right here. Price action wise, email line wise, it looks really promising. Next is ETN. We called it over here. It ran up beautifully, a good solid 15% or so. Looks really good. It's coming right back down in the channel. Now again, this one doesn't really seem to react that well to, well, it does. Let's see. Yeah, it does like to react off of supports and resistances really well. It took me a second just to read into that. You can see like right here, if I scroll on over, look at that. Resistance and support right here. Scroll over. Support and resistance right there, and again right here. So again, this is definitely one that respects supports and supports and resistance mightily. And where we are, where are we almost at? A support and resistance, and again, it does break it a tiny bit to kind of fit into these kind of resistances and supports. So it may drop down a little bit farther, but again, $120. You pay more money for premium setups, honestly. Looking really good. This is support area. Probably a little bit higher because that's a gap, and we know about gaps and stuff, that gaps do act as supports and resistances. But again, it hasn't been filled all the way. You see that? You see how there's a space right here? Right there? It may come down a little bit farther to fill that gap. If that gap gets filled, you buy it instantly, because once gaps get filled, they take off. But a great setup for ETN. Let's check the indicators. So ETN looks like it's been a 50 EMA bounce line, but again, it gets close to the 200. Whew. Would it be my video without me yawning in it? Absolutely not. I always yawn. RSI is oversold, stochastic's oversold, vortex does reverse in this area. Let's look for a divergence. Is there one? No, not really. It all seems to be pretty fair here. Then again, that makes sense, but the stochastic is still almost criminally low. It could get a little bit lower. So really good setup. Everything looks really good for you. Do some due diligence on what Incorporation PLC is. It could be almost anything. So do your own due diligence. But again, once this green, because it's low, does cross this red and moves up, we should see another move just like this one. But again, ETN looks really promising. Shout out to my boy Blaine, GNOG, GNOG, Golden Nugget Online Gaming. I don't know what games they're making. Are they doing Rocket League? They doing Overwatch? These boys out here on the Flash games? I don't know, but they are killing it. This is a beautiful triangle. I mean, what more could you possibly want? It's almost perfect, honestly. And this is definitely a support area that's holding it. And again, the word area needs to be used. It could be anywhere in here. Anywhere in this area is where support's going to be at. So again, it could be a little bit lower. It could be a little bit higher. Again, it comes down to risk management tendencies, how far you want to get down in it. And again, get down in it. And again, this is a resistance right here. As you can see, a lot of price action stops right here. And again, that's evident to most people who've watched my channel. Resistance, resistance. I could draw it, but again, that's going to be where if it breaks above this or below that, that's your sign to buy or sell. And again, I would definitely buy in here. I mean, we're talking really small stop loss area. If it does break down below this candle, I'd sell it. But again, the potential is bad boy. Kerchoo could easily be $16.99, like Billy Mays, or 17%, maybe even as high as 26, maybe even higher. Again, what a great find. Beautiful. Beautiful. You love it. Let's check the indicators. And it's holding the 200 and the 50. It's consolidating. With that being said, I'm sure most indicators are going to look just like this, where they're kind of consolidating. Yep. So when the lines kind of come together, it's kind of showing you that the averages are kind of being in the middle. So consolidating respects the 50 for a lot, but also respects 200 a lot. So I think if it shows some green tomorrow, definitely go long. But again, I'd be comfortable buying anytime just because of the convergence going on here with all these things adding up together. And again, very easy to read stop loss. And again, worst case, if it does die here, you can just buy back in here, make it a channel, and make about 13-14% running back up. Great setup. You love it. Next is Nova, and again, this is 2:30 in the afternoon. Things can change, so please be careful. If this does look good now, it could tank overnight. You never know, or in the next few hours. Easy to read channel up. I mean, this is a great one because it's not over exhausted. And again, take the line here, do that, duplicate, and again, you can just do either one, the channel, or not duplicate, sorry, redraws the channel, and come up and see these are really well in line. Boop, boop. Close, boop. So I mean, it's not a perfect channel, but again, it looks really, really good. Like many channels up, they respect supports and resistances most of all, making a staircase. And we can see right here, it may dip a little bit farther. It's pretty low volume compared to this one, 750, 150 with an hour and a half left. So we'll see what this one does. But again, it's really in this area of support. If it does dip down farther, just wait for it to show some life. But we're talking easily 10-15% and a full move back up, which I think we're going to see. I like it a lot. Let's check the indicators. It's bouncing off the 50. I mean, what else, more complicated than that? As you can see, it's just bouncing off it religiously, and it's right there again. So that's a really good sign of life at the support area. Maybe the 200 will catch up to it a little bit, but that's far away. Given its history of running up really well, the RSI, stochastic, and vortex are all still positive, but again, I think it could get a little bit lower to really be good. But again, the price action loans are really, really good. This setup is really, really positive. Next is TRIL. We called it over here before. We called it right in the support and ran up almost 25% for us. Great pickup, great read. You love to see it. And we're back over here again. Now again, is this technically a double bottom? No, I think it's too much distance in between it, like a month-long double bottom. It doesn't really make much sense. But if this does dip down in the channel again, yeah, that could be one. Wait for it to break above new highs. Again, you definitely have this as a downtrend. It's still technically kind of into it. I mean, it broke it, but again, it's still pretty harsh. It's kind of consolidating out. And again, I implore you to always read into historical price data. Consolidated for how long over here? 7 days. Over here was 16 days. Over here has been 5 days. So you have another, in theory, day or two. And again, you can do this for everything. Look at this. 6 days right here. 7 days. So you got at least 2 more days, given the old price action, of some consolidation going on. So don't pull a trigger unless it really takes off for you. But again, higher lows throughout. Channel, if it is a channel, it could get as low as 11.16, but I think anywhere from here to 12.04 at worst is probably what we're looking at. But again, a great setup. Let's check the indicators. So RSI is oversold, stocks in the middle, vortex superly oversold. So the stochastic kind of makes sense. You see how it's kind of been green, like some green here. So again, I wouldn't put as much weight into that. And this is, you compare price action to this, not really worth it. But the vortex actually does match it pretty well, and so does the RSI. And again, it needs to break both EMA lines to really show some life. And again, when it does break both of them, you can see this little break here, nudge you with 13%. So again, when that happens, it's a great sign. But again, they'll both be resistances moving forward. You probably got some weeks to hold this, at least 2 weeks probably, to really see a big move. But again, a great setup. Last is WDAY. I called this recently. I called it over here. I was like, hey, this is a good setup. And again, it went up and came back down. This is probably our first pullback, big one of our move up here. That's why I like it a lot. It has proven life. and now it's holding at the support area. Now again, I always say, many stocks can do three things: ascend, descend, consolidate. Again, it was ascending, descending, ascending, up, down, up, down. That's all it does is go up and down. There's no real consolidation going on. Maybe over here for a few days, but again, maybe over here. But again, this thing is very much ascending. You know, give it a day for this. If it does pull back to about 230, you know, buy in there. But again, if it does show some life tomorrow, go long. It definitely has the potential to get 5, 6, 7, 10%. And again, this is a good long-term stock. Whenever it gets into the golden channel, it made 12% on that move, 10%. This one already was up 8%. So it may come back down again. Let's let it play its way out. But again, a great setup, really showing some good life. Let's check the indicators. So it bounces off the 200 like a trampoline. It breaks it, break, and it just broke it, right? And it looks like most of these bottoms, we have 20 days, we have 17, 25. This was 14, so I guess we could assume we have another 7, 8 days until it comes all the way back down. This was 44, that was 38. So the moves take a good amount of time. It may be coming back down, but again, it looks like to me that the red drop downs are pretty severe. You see how severe these are? So I think until we really see a big red one, I wouldn't really worry. So it has time to run up, and again, it could run back down. All the indicators are a little bit overbought. So again, give it some time, see what's up. But workday, if it does show some life tomorrow, is a great pickup for sure. If you're a beginner, I implore you, you have 7 stocks that I think you should really break down yourself and look into. That's all you need. All right, if you're a new guy, 7's all you want on your plate. And again, you probably have stocks from like 5 or 6 days ago, if not weeks ago, that you're still watching, right? Do not overburden yourself. I'm doing this for everybody with different skill levels. If you're a beginner, take 4 or 5 good ones, chart them and watch them. If you're intermediate, I could throw 20 stocks at you real quick and you can manage that. Shit, yeah, dude, that's cool. That's great. But otherwise, don't overburden yourself. So if you're a beginner, we're about 19 minutes in without edits. I'd suggest you stop the video, subscribe, please. And once you subscribe, head on out, do your own work by yourself. Good work today. Intermediate traders, let's check out some other stocks. I got about 13 other ones. We're not going to turn off the indicators, roll through these real quick, and let's see what's up. We have ACCO. We've called it recently. That's why I'm calling it again. We called it once to success, twice to success, and now we have it again in our channel. Again, this trend line breaks stuff, but again, by my class, we'll talk about it. It's all right. This could easily run up another 5% easy, but again, this to me also kind of looks like an annoying clicking thing. Looks like an ascending triangle, right? Up, down, getting much better. Again, if it does break down to the 812 area, our support, we buy back in, run it up 10%. You may lose 2 or 3 in a stop loss, but you'll make 7% on the full move. So again, looks good. EMA lines are holding, indicators are fair, but again, the vortex hasn't crossed, and there are a high chance of the stochastic running up a little bit higher. So again, looks good. ACCO, if you haven't bought in already or watch listed it, you need to. AEYE was such a beautiful setup before. We called it. We called it over here and it died. We bought it again and ran it up the whole way. Now it's making it a descending triangle, as you can see. That's not a good one. That's okay. So that looks really good, right? It just keeps bouncing off our support area and then getting lower highs. But again, let it die tomorrow or the next day. Let it come back down on this 23.59. Run it up a nice easy 10%. So again, I wouldn't buy in because I checked it this morning and I was like, oh, that's a good buy. But again, it's ran up since then. And that's kind of the beauty of my own Discord channel. I can just put out there, hey, AEYE is a good buy. But I can't do that with YouTube. So eventually. So it's looking pretty good. If it comes back down a little bit, buy in. If it runs up massively tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised. But I also wouldn't be shocked if tomorrow's a red day for it. But again, a great stock, you need to watch this for the future. So we called CARR recently. We called it over here. I was like, wait for it to show some life at this resistance area. It died. It came back down. We're like, ooh, buy. And it went up a nice run of 14%. It was really good. And it's showing life right now. It dropped down. I was a little worried. And now it's already up almost 2% from where it was at closing of this candle. So plenty of room to run. Easily 5% at worst, maybe 7%. And again, this may not seem like a lot of percent to some people. And it's not. But again, it's an easy channel read. Bottoms out, goes top, bottom, up, possibly may come down farther. So if you're adverse to risk, let it break above, make yourself connect some peaks of some downtrends, let it break that, then buy in. But again, CARR is a great setup, a great stock for the future. Hold on to it. If it comes back down to 36.75, you need to buy there instantly for sure. Next is CHGG. I love CHGG. I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's cereal. I don't know. But it looks really good. We bought it once over here, ran it up well, pulled back, bought it a second time, ran it up again. By golly, can we do it again? So it's an easy channel read. As you can see, this golden channel goes up really, really well. Right with the 50 EMA line. It broke it slightly. Okay, it's showing some life. So it's up a good 1.2% since then. And again, this may be a really good growth stock. You want to buy it, easily can see 4 or 5%, may run up 9, 10, 15 over a good period of time with a good push. And again, this thing pushes up well, to pull back, to push up well, to pull back, to push up, to pull back. One more? I don't know. And then we can get one more. It's at a clear support area, 50 EMA line. Indicators look good for reversal. CHGG, if you like these kinds of plays, is definitely a keeper for you. Next is ED. Don't buy an ED quite yet. I called this over here and it died. I just wanted to show you that sometimes when it dies, died 4%, God forbid. But now it's kind of coming back. So if you like the setup for ED, do some due diligence why it dropped off like that, but it's coming back. And this is a really good channel to play off of. If it does come back fully, we're talking easily 8, 9, 10% on a full move, which I think we can get. But again, not my favorite. Again, it's a consolidated Edison Inc. So again, I don't know what that does. But again, it dropped off just to come right back in. If it does show life, it's a good purchase. I called the other day, the other week. It looks really good. It's still in its channel. Again, I want to see it make a full move. I want to see a full move of 15% eventually. But again, everyone has eyes. National Vision Holdings. If you have eyes, this stock makes sense to you. Vortex is low, stock is low. RSI doesn't get much lower than this. So again, indicators look good, price action looks good, 50 EMA line looks good, channel looks good. A definite buy if you haven't already. Next is GGG, or as we call it, GGG. We call it GGG over here, and it ran up an easy, nice 10% into this resistance that we're now at now, right? It ran into it, broke it, retested it, retesting on the 50 EMA line. Like that. RSI could get a little bit lower, but again, if it does that, it breaks this, so that's not a perfect thing to see. But does it reverse here? Yep. Look back historically, a lot of price action stops here. Good sign. Stochastic does curl here, can get a little bit lower, but when it does, it's really severe. Vortex can get a little bit lower, but reverses here. So again, if you like these kinds of plays, these channels, it's not at full value yet. I think if it got down to the golden channel, that's definitely full value, but then you lose some price action in the meantime. So GGG or GGG is a good setup, but again, let it show some life first, but again, a really easy to read stock. GRBK we called. Again, let me show you this real quick. Remove all studies. Edit studies. This is how I do it. Volume P. Double clickety-click. Apply. Do you see where volume profile is? All right, it's up here now. Get rid of this. See you. Right click. Right click. Move it. Oh, God. Right click. Move it up. Bang. All that's shifted. Boom. This has shifted. Boom. You love to see it. That's a sign of strength. That's why I track volume profile. Come back here, add it, boom, ba, bing, bada, ba, boom. So we can see that all this price action before it, less relevant. Now we have our channel here that's relevant. Where are we? Bottom of the channel. What's it looking like? Easy 15%. This should be a favorite stock, but I didn't put it there because I just called it. So again, we just called it. It's showing life. You should have bought in when I called it and said, oh, well, let it hit the 200. Bought the 200, ran up 12%, easy. So we're down here right now, looking real good, real promising. Every indicator looks good. Vortex kind of confused, but RSI and Stochastic, it follows the Stochastic really well. It looks really good. GRBK just shifted upwards. It's a really good purchase. CARR, K-A-R, like the Call of Duty gun. Just bouncing off the 200, looking real good, like a little snack right here. Easy channel. It's trying to hold above the volume profile. It wants to make a new channel like GRBK just did. If it does, easy 17%, easier run up for maybe 6%. So again, have some trailing stop losses as you get closer to your resistance line. RSI low, Vortex is making some moves, looking good. The stochastic is all right. So again, good price action. If it does die, which is if it does die, we'll let it just die down to the 1378. Buy in there, make a full move of 50%, hopefully 40%, and be really good to go. But KAR is a good pickup. Next is MA or MA, looks really good. It came down this channel, right? It went deep and pierced it a little bit. You don't want to see that. But again, it's holding now right in this area of support. If it stays red, it's red now. If tomorrow you come back in the morning and it's still red, give it a little bit, right? This wick it's an odd just because of how the day went. With all these retail Wall Street Bets bros and tendies coming through. And again, it's only 1.97% away. So again, if you're not really concerned with that, buy in now because it did tap into it. But again, a full move, easy 7%. Another full move, 10%. So really slow moving. It's good for a good beginner. Indicators look a little mixed, but again, a good setup for a beginner for sure once it gets down to 320 again. Next is PLNT, Planet Fitness. Again, they're reopening up. I go to Gold's Gym so I can get yoked. No, but hey, I can still bench 2 plates, 225. I still got something in me. My cardio is ass, and I'll die if I have to run. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm done for. But unless the requirement to get the vaccine is 2 plates, then your boy's good. Shut the hell up, Evan. All right, so PLNT looks really good. Solid run up off near the 200. Breaks the 50 just to come back and, ooh, a little baby green. You'll like to see that right there. So we want to see it really show some life. All the indicators look like it's going to be a reversal here. An easy run up of 9%, hopefully. Again, great read. Planet Fitness, fundamentals makes a lot of sense. Is it a ascending triangle? Well, if it comes up again and hits 85 and dies, then that's where we're going to get some real money. But again, really easy setup for 10%. I like it a lot. Last is RDN, Riding. Again, we call this plenty because it's so consistent. I mean, why make things complicated? What are you, an idiot? So again, I know I am. But again, it's a 2066. If we can just get 3 more pennies on that. But it looks really good. It's a full channel here. It's easy. Going to be 8%, 9%. Again, this morning it popped off really quick to come right back down. So again, it went boop and came down. So again, looks really, really good. Like it a lot. Indicators are fair at best. Vortex looks hella confused. That's a confusing setup. But again, easy run up. Again, easy stop loss. It looks really good. While I got you, let's look at some plays from this last few weeks that really worked out well for us. And then you guys can go home. Well, you are home. I'm an idiot. Moron. So just some plays I could show you real quick because I want to there's a feel good. AUPH we called right over here. I was like, hey, it's a good farmer play. It shot up 82%. That was a nice little play. SDC we called once, and I was like, hey, it's back down. It's up 25%. That was a good call. Copen we called over here, but I was going to call over here, but I missed it, so that wasn't me. Beyond, I mean, I was harping all week. Yo, Beyond's lit. And again, it's up 37%. That's good. I did not call that one. I was waiting to call it, but I missed it. UNFI, we called over here. A full move would have gotten you 100%. That's really good. BGS, we called. Ran up today, popped up for 53%. That's really good. AKTS, one we called over here. You could have held it the whole time. Would have been 100%. OPTT, yeah, you know me. Easy 160% right there. VER, we called over here. It died. We called it and broke above it. 35. Jill, you guys missed it for sure. But I said the thing pops. I called it 3 or 4 days ago. If you would have caught that big pop, it would have been easily 50% for you. NIU, we called. It's up 84%. NTES, we called over here. It's now up 44%. DAO, we called over here. It's up 52%. I can go through all these. I mean, honestly, I called IRM over here. 26%. I can go through almost all these. RVP, you know we already called. Looking snack delicious. Flexing, we called over there. Looking snack delicious. Ketra, we called over here. I mean, yeah, 67%. Again, my point is this. I'm calling these plays days, weeks in advance. it's on you to really take what I tell you. And I mean, I'm just advising you to make the right decision. You need to have faith in your charting. This is such a simple concept. If it looks like it's good, damn it, just hold it. All right. If it doesn't break your resistance or your support area, it's consolidating. It's consolidating for a reason. It wants to go somewhere. And once it gets and you make some profit, stop selling so early. All right. Like, I know some of you all like, I got 10%. Oh, I'll sell. Dude, this is a slow moving process. You're giving yourself the benefit of taking more time to make equal profit as someone who day trades. You're just taking more time. Do not sell so quick. Now, if it does tank on you and it looks like it's going to die, yeah, sell. Get your profit. Ain't no one never gone broke making profit. But again, if you do not have a reason to sell, and the reason is like a drop 3%, chill out. All right, trust yourself. You want to get full moves. If your resistance is at 20 bucks and it's at 16 and it has life still, give it some time. You have trailing stop losses. You can insure at least 10% if you're up 15, right? Give yourself some room. You'll be like, I lost 5%. Yeah, but you're giving up some move for consistency. All right, so again, if you follow the channel, I have bangers on deck. Otherwise, some of these do die off, and again, it's going to be on you. If it's an ascending triangle and it dies, now you have a channel play. If that dies, cut it. Do not play it until it gets back in the channel. With that being said, if you're new, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Otherwise, if you don't like this channel, why you sat through 30 minutes of it is beyond me. Maybe you're just a big ass hater. That's on you though. Otherwise, have a good rest of your Monday. We'll be back tomorrow. Again, on the horizon, extra videos, Discord channel, and some lessons. And again, I am a certified teacher with a license. If you want to get that kind of lesson from me, I'm here to help. Otherwise, comment down below. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some more videos. Thanks.